There's a lesson to be learned here.
Indiana Jones 5 director James Mangold sets record straight over inaccurate online rumors. This coming after the Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny.
Destiny! Destiny! No escaping! That's for me! Destiny! Destiny!
Trailer dropped on Friday. Interesting title, The Dial of Destiny. Not loving it. Not loving it. Let's get into this article. It's on Gizmodo, but I had to find someone who was writing an article about Mangold going after fans once again. All right, let's go down. We'll kind of cut through some of this. The prevailing rumor for the past several months, and one that Gizmodo believes to be accurate, is that the Dial of Destiny somehow involves time travel. So even they are agreeing it does involve time travel. Now, what does that mean? How? Why? Those things we don't know. And we'd really rather not know until June 30th. Yeah. But when the time travel plot is becoming more likely with each and every reveal, some fans continue to perpetuate a lie. How do you know it's a lie? You don't know it's a lie yet. Just because Mangold comes out and tries to say something that insinuates it is a lie or it's false, we haven't seen the movie yet. So you can't even say it's a lie. It's just speculation. That's what fans do. They speculate about things. You may not like the speculation, but that's fandom. That's what happens. Some of them are outrageous, and some of them are just pretty simplistic. So let's go on. One Twitter user says, well, Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny looks amazing at Mangold, but if Indy dies and is erased from existence with Phoebe Waller-Bridge taking over, then you won't hear the end of it, dear sir. I hope that Doomcock dude is wrong. Just have Indy and Marion retire, tweeted this person. And yes, that's the theory. Via time travel, Indiana Jones will go back in time and erase himself, making it so Waller-Bridge's character, Helena, will canonically complete all of Indy's adventures. The rumor goes so far as to say the film ends with... Okay, I'm not even going to read that because that's ridiculous, right? That's nonsensical. So a few weeks ago, another fan tweeted this theory to Mangold, and he replied, not true, before going on to a few other points. Friday's response to the above tweet went even further. Quote, one more time, no one is taking over or replacing Indy or donning his hat, nor is he being erased through some contrivance, i.e. time travel, and he never was, not in any cut or script, but trolls will be trolls. That's how they get their clicks. Okay, he continued, quote, and please don't exhaust me pointing out how once in a while a troll is right. Even a blind squirrel finds a nut now and then. All one has to do is look at set photos and interviews, and you get enough info to make wild guesses about a movie plot. This we can infer refers to the fact that time travel is in fact part of the plot. So everybody's agreeing it's a part of the plot. But there's even more. Quote, Mangold goes on, the difference between trolling assholes and everyone else is they are trying to make money off your feelings about other films and culture war politics. They push controversial guesses as coming from sources to gin up clicks. Yeah. So again, kind of like whatever, dude. Like, say whatever you want, but then you're kind of referring to fans again, trolling assholes.
I knew it. I'm surrounded by assholes.
I mean, we've seen this before. Apparently you're taking a page out of Rian Johnson's little playbook, which I don't think is smart. So this is where the problem is. Nobody trusts you anymore, right? That's why we have a problem. We've been down this road and we've been burned several times. If you'd only take a page out of someone like Henry Cavill when asked about toxic fans,
sort of this culture of toxic fandom, where like if you make a movie, especially if you make a superhero movie, like you have great intentions, but there are always going to be a small yet vocal group of people there can kind of just be toxic.
I understand what you're saying, but when it comes to fans, it is a fan's right to have whatever opinion they want to have. And people are going to be upset because, especially when you're talking about books or games, because you're never going to be the exact person who they had in their head or who they played on Witcher 3, for example. I don't necessarily consider that toxic. I just consider that passionate.
Or even, let's say, Kurt Russell, right? Kurt Russell thinks celebrities should step away from being vocally political. We are court jesters. This is absolutely true. We're not talking about politics, but he did bring up the culture war, James Mangold did in the tweet. It's like, we've seen you say other things about politics. Just keep it to yourself. Like, I mean, talk about it with friends and family, things like that. Like, that's what that's normal. But to go out onto social media and start bloviating, that's the part. I don't care what side of the aisle you're on, right? You could be right, you could be left, you could be center, you could be whatever you want to be. But it's kind of like one of those things where, like, once the cat's out of the bag, you can't put that.
What the hell did you just say?
There's a genie thing. Once the genie's out of the bottle, you can't put it back in. It's done. So, like another article here from Emily Blunt says Blunt isn't on Instagram or Twitter because of her acting career, right? And then she goes on to say that, right here, she who highly values her social media following, Emily Blunt shared her disinterest in Instagram. I've always loved the mystique of an actor. I don't need to know what they brush their teeth with, and I don't want to know. I like people being hard to figure out. Exactly. But now with social media, we know everything about you. It's like, I didn't know this about Harrison Ford in the 80s, and maybe towards the end of the 90s I did. But back then it's like, hey, they are servicing customers. Why piss off half your fan base one way or the other? It doesn't make sense. And I don't understand why a company like Disney would even be happy that Mangold's going out and talking about stuff like this. I mean, it just absolutely makes no sense whatsoever. But to just get away from that for a second, this one shot in the trailer is part of what is generating all of this speculation, right? They're clearly in a bomber, and they look to be flying into some type of rift, right? I mean, it just does. And, you know, you could see that rift seem to be twirling and opening. It's like a rift in time. And so if there's time travel, it's like, why is there time travel involved in an indie film?
We're sending you back to the future!
Flashbacks? Yes. Cool. Time travel? No. Because we are going to think you're going to start screwing with a timeline to fix something, to change something. It's just, once again, it's beyond the pale. It's going too far. It seems like you're going to jump the shark. Haven't seen the film, don't know what it's like. But it's a concern. And then one last thing I'll harp on is, yeah, right here. Oh boy, how did this even get out? Look at Ford's. They can't even match his face right. They can't track him on the horse. Look at the way it's moving. Why did you let this out? I'm going to assume it's going to be fixed, because if this is the final, it's pretty bad. I can do the same thing in Premiere. It's what? Look at his head. It's not matched to the body. It's almost like, well, look, that's about it. I don't know what else to say about this. It's been a longer video than normal, but you know, I think if there's a lesson to be learned here, dude, just ignore this stuff. You know, everything was fine with what you said. You want to go talk first. You know, you want to go out there and you want to talk about this stuff, or you want to try to defend what you're doing. I guess that's on you. Like, the smart move would be just to shut up and, like, grind this film out so that it's the best it can be, and then let your work speak for itself. That seems like the best course of action. But even if you do want to come out and you do want to try to maybe disprove some of the things, some of the speculations that fans are bringing up, you could have said everything in there with the exception of calling fans with the exception of calling fans assholes. Trolling assholes.
Not a great plan.
Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Did I go too far? Did I not go far enough? Don't forget to smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, ring that notification bell, and we'll see you on the next one.
You know, that's not half bad. I'm gonna have to think up a name for that.